Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Catherine, your host. Welcome to Good Morning to the Leader in You. We are a couple of days away from April. And listen, April is going to be your best month. We're speaking that already in existence. But before we get into the month of April, we have to talk about alignment. Because if we're out of alignment throughout the month of April, we're not going to achieve or see the goals that we want to see manifest because we are out of alignment. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about alignment. Could it be that you're in a state of frustration because you're not in alignment with self, who you do business with, or who you're in a relationship with? Your state of frustration oftentimes can be birthed out of not being in alignment. Being in alignment is so crucial to the birthing of your vision, the birthing of your dream, the birthing of whatever it is you're trying to bring to pass, right? You have to be in an alignment in your personal life. You have to be in an alignment in your relationships. You have to be in alignment with yourself, and you have to be in alignment with your business. If any one of these areas are not fitly put together, there's going to be a state of frustration. There's going to be a state of uneasiness. There's going to be a state of, you know what? I feel like giving up. I feel like quitting. This is not gelling together. It's not working together. And it's because we're pushing against the grain. We're not all going in the same path. We're not all going in the same direction. Our belief systems in who you do business with, the belief systems in who you're in a relationship with, the belief systems in your personal life, they're not all in alignment. Therefore, there is a state of frustration. When I looked up the word alignment, it says a position of agreement. So who have you come in agreement with? Before you come in agreement with anyone else, what type of agreements have you come together with yourself? What have you agreed on that this is my mission? This is my purpose for my very existence. This is why I'm living. This is why I get up every morning. Have you come into agreement with your personal life mission? Because see, if somebody comes into your equation and it does not match up with your personal vision or your personal mission, you will quickly be able to say, you know what? I don't think this is going to be a good matchup because I've already come into agreement with myself. I've already identified what my personal mission is. I've identified what my personal purpose is. And what you're presenting to me is out of alignment with the agreement that I already made for myself. That's powerful. Hello, that's powerful. Because you have to first get in agreement with yourself. When I looked up the word alignment, it also talked about an alignment is an arrangement. It is an arrangement. It specifically said an arrangement in a straight line. In other words, in our life, what type of pathway have you laid out for yourself to execute on your dreams and goals? What is the arrangement that you made with yourself to say, you know what? When I get up this morning, these are all the things on my list that I have arranged for today that's specifically in alignment with my purpose. And this is what I'm going to do. So if anybody try to get into that bubble and is not in an alignment with the arrangement that I've already preset, then it can't stay. It can't even come into my bubble. It can't even come into my circle because that goes against the arrangement of my day. Listen, do you have your day aligned? Do you have your day arranged in such of a way if something is introduced to you by a person or a thing or whatever, and you see that it's going to throw you off, you got to put your hands up and say, you know what, that goes against my arrangement for today. Yeah, you got to get comfortable in saying that. Also, the other thing that's super important is that alignment also talked about it's a coordinated effort. It's something that's coordinated for a specific task, a specific purpose, a specific reason. It also went on to talk about it's the placement of something, right? So I want you to think about your arrangement for today, for example. What do you have on your schedule for today? And how did you place it in different moments of your time for today? Look at your calendar. How did you arrange whatever you needed to do, and what made you place it at those moments in times? Is it in a sequential order that makes sense, that's going to allow you to be fruitful for today? When we talk about alignment, it talks about coming into an agreement. It talks about coming into harmony. It talks about making sure that as we work together, it is mutually approved by everyone that's in the circle, right? So when we talk about an alignment, let's talk about business for a second. Whoever you might be in business with, maybe it's a partnership, maybe you have a nonprofit and you have board of directors, whatever it is, have y'all come together in a mutually approved agreement, in an arrangement. In an agreement, it's just that. You have arranged how your business is going to flow, and whoever you're doing business with, y'all have come together and you mutually agreed on it. Sometimes we're out of an alignment in our business because there have been no mutual arrangements with whoever we're doing business with. We kind of just seeing what sticks. We're kind of just trying to figure it out on the fly, but we never actually had that specific conversation. Listen, as we flow into April, time is out for just kind of thinking someone feels this way, thinking they feel that way. It's time for us to have these hard conversations, because for some people don't want to confront things, and I understand that. But guess what? You're going to stay in a state of frustration because you know you're out of alignment. We all know when we're out of alignment. I know when I'm out of alignment. We know it. But you can't blame anyone else if you decide to stay in that state. You have the power to realign yourself. Realignment is action. It's a verb. It's an action word. That means you physically have to do something. You physically have to have the conversation. And guess what? If whoever you're doing business with don't want to have a conversation with you, that's a red flag. Okay. You have to have conversations. You have to hash things out. You got to talk through things. We can't go hiding. We can't do this MIA, missing in action. You have to have conversations about stuff so we can be mutually in alignment together, so we can move forward and knock down the goals. Right. And so when we also talk about alignment, and went on to talk about how alignment is also an acceptance. You have accepted the decision that has been made, whether even if it's for yourself. Maybe you've decided for self. Listen, for my personal life, this is what I've decided to become. This is what I've decided to do. This is how I've decided to live my life. That means you've come into an acceptance with that, right? Sometimes we're in a state of frustration because we have not come into an alignment with self and accepted how we want to live our life. We're allowing other people to dictate how we should live our life. You're going to constantly be in a state of frustration if you're living a life through someone else's dictation of how your life should be. There's a quote that says, intuition is the wisdom formed by feeling and instinct, a gift of knowing without reasoning. Belief is ignited by hope and supported by facts and evidence. It builds alignment and creates confidence. Belief is what sets energy in motion and creates the success that breeds more success. Out of all of that, one of the biggest things that got to me was that opening line. Intuition is the wisdom formed by feeling and instinct, a gift of knowing without reasoning. See, sometimes we're looking for something specific to say, well, I'm not sure. I may be in alignment. I may not be in alignment. I'm still waiting on some sign. But you got an intuition. You got this feeling in the pit of your stomach that says, you know what, something is off here. Something isn't right here. It says without reasoning, meaning you did not have proof. There was no proof, but you know within your inner being something is off and you're not in alignment. If you're not in alignment, you're not going to see the success you want to see. You're not going to see the growth that you want to see. You're just not, because it's not reality. Let's think about a train track. Often, many of you that follow the show may hear me use the example of a train. What if the train jumped its track? It's no longer in alignment. It jumped the track. It's off the track. It derailed. If a train is not in alignment, it will derail. And that's how sometimes we live our life. We live our life in a derailed status, right? Because whoever the conductor is for the train, they're looking ahead. They see what's coming. But what if they ignore what they see? Then the train is going to get derailed. And so just like us. If we ignore what we see because we say we have no proof, but we have intuition, we operate in wisdom, we're wise, and we just continue to flow in a state that does not serve us, it's going to create a state of frustration. Next question. What are your core beliefs? What are your core beliefs? There's a quote that says your target market and your demographics realistically need to be in alignment with your own beliefs and morals. Or you may have trouble reaching out to them, or keep them once others have entered the market. I'm going to say this again. This is more so for the business side. Your target market and your demographics realistically need to be in line with your own beliefs. Sometimes we're building business just to make money, right? But it doesn't, whatever business model we may be in, it's just about money. It's not even connecting with our personal beliefs, who we are, our morality. We're just thirsty for the money. So we're doing whatever we got to do to get the money. Even with that, even if you are one that's just doing whatever you got to do to get the money, you may have a fat bank account right now, but then at the end of the night, you have a hard time sleeping because it doesn't align with your belief and your morals, but you're making that money though. When we talk about alignment, it has to come into a full circle, 360 in every area of your life. There's another quote that talks about authenticity, being authentic, right? So the question is, are we being authentic? What most people do is try to find a comfortable persona that they're in alignment with and the public likes and appreciates them for. That's a quote by Billy Corrigan. I'm going to read that again. What most people do is try to find a comfortable persona that they're in alignment with and public likes and the public likes and appreciate them for it. Now, sometimes we're morphing into someone just for the likes, just for people to rally around us. We want to fit in. We want to assemble ourselves into this normacy of whatever that normacy is supposed to look like. Whatever industry you're in, whatever circle you're in, you're trying to immerse yourself into that equation. But sometimes when we do that, we're truly not in alignment with self. We're just trying to fit into the circle. So I say to you, it's time to stop trying to fit into the circle and get in an alignment with your purpose. Tap into your purpose. Tap into who you are. Because a lot of times when we don't tap into who we are, we're not in an alignment with ourselves. And I'm telling you, I see too many people that are in a state of frustration. I've been in a state of frustration before. If I'm not in alignment, anybody will be. There's a quote that says, with the right alignment, everything you want makes its way into your experience. You are the keeper of your own gate. My question is, have you let your gate open and allowed any and everything come in? Therefore, you have derailed, jump track. You're no longer pursuing your goals. You're no longer pursuing your destiny. Your focus has been swayed to something completely contrary to what you even set out to do. I'm going to say that quote again. With the right alignment, everything you want makes its way into your experience. You are the keeper of your own gate. Another quote says, just as your car runs more smoothly and requires less energy to go faster and farther when the wheels are in perfect alignment, you perform better when your thoughts, feelings, emotions, goals, and values are in balance. And that's a quote by Brian Tracy. See, all of this has to come into harmony. All of this has to come into alignment. All of it. I want to say this again because we can all identify with this analogy. Just as your car runs more smoothly and requires less energy to go faster and farther is when the wheels are in perfect alignment. Could it be your wheels are not in alignment? Therefore, you feel you're going slower than everyone else. You feel your business isn't growing as fast as it could. Perhaps you're not in alignment. You can't be like anyone else, and you can't force anyone to make you fit into this mode that does not fit you. You will never operate in your state of greatness. You have to walk in your own skin of who you are, and you have to own that. And if anyone can embrace that, then they're not supposed to be in your space. They have to be eliminated. There's another quote that says, if they want to have a meaningful impact, your actions should be in line with your words. Sometimes we just out there saying stuff, but it's not in alignment with what we're actually doing. And people can see that if you're building a team and you're just out there saying things that sound good as a nice quote, but you're not actually doing it yourself, no one's going to listen to that because you're just quoting quotes. You're just spitting out and regurgitating words, but you're not living by it either. So if you're one that's building a team and you feel your team isn't flowing with you, I say check with what you're saying. Because if what you're saying and what you do is not in an alignment of each other, don't expect the team to flow. It's unrealistic. There's another quote that says, when you are in alignment with the desires of your heart, things have a way of working out. You have to know what's in your heart. You have to know what it is that you want. Again, because a lot of times we don't know what we want and we're not in an alignment. And if we're not in alignment, the manifestation that you want to see happen in April won't happen. It just won't. Another quote says, a lot of the conflict you have in your life exist simply because you're not living in an alignment. You're not being true to yourself. And we're going to get ready to wind down this episode on that last quote. Again, it's so important to be in alignment. If you need any assistance with getting your business in alignment and you need a business plan, you need a strategy, send me an email, ct@catherinetrotter.com. My website is www.catherinetrotter.com. Listen, I want to see everybody at the top in the month of April. The best is yet to come, but it only can happen if you are in alignment with yourself, with the people around you, with the people that you're doing business with. And don't allow anyone to take you out of your alignment, because you're going to be in a state of frustration. This is CT Speaks signing off, and I'm going to catch everybody in the month of April next Tuesday, and I'm going to see everybody at the top.